If you're looking for a design for a stop block with micro adjustment, I've got you covered. Check this out. I hope that today's project will be helpful in your workshop, or maybe it will bring you some really good inspiration. Fully retractable stop block with micro adjustment as well. Tell you what, if you need precision in your workshop, this is it. Watch the video to find out how I made this. Right then, so what materials are we going to be using for today's project? Well, preferably plywood would be the best choice, around 18mm in thickness. Now, I do have some scraps lying about that are, well, about 16-17mm in thickness, so in my case, that will do. And of course, we're going to need some hardware. We're going to use some bolts, wing nuts, washers, and everything else, but you'll see that on the video step by step. First of all, let's cut up the plywood to the correct sizes. Okay, I'm actually going to need a strip that's 30mm wide, as that's the total width of my fence. However, I do want to have a runner that will go inside of the T-track, and that's roughly about 9mm. So I've created two lines, and I'm going to use my mitre saw to trench this piece out, probably about 5mm deep, to actually remove some stock. And then I'm going to glue in a piece in there, and it will be a slider, a positioner that will make sure we're going to have nice smooth motion, and the stop block will not shift on us. It will be in one stable position. I've established the depth of my mitre saw, and let's make those cuts. And now I'm going to cut a 9mm wide piece that will go perfectly into that slot that we just done. So we've got two pieces like this. Perfect, snug fit. Okay. So now what we're going to do, I'm just going to put a bit of wood glue inside, and we're going to glue that in. However, this is not the final dimension of this. Okay. We're going to trim it to the length as well. And I'm going to leave it like that for about 20 minutes. The whole piece, it's about 7.5 centimeters wide. However, I'm only going to need 3.5. So in one go, I'm going to have two pieces for the left and for the right side. Now in those pieces, right in the middle, I need to drill a hole through for the bolt that will actually hold this piece to our T-track. In my case, it's M6 bolt, so I'm using 6mm drill bit. So this is where the bolt's gonna go, just like so. And for this to work correctly, we actually need to remove a little bit of that plywood just over here, so the bolt does have some room here. For the next step, we're back at the mitre saw, cutting two more pieces. Okay, so we've got two pieces like that. This one needs to swivel up and down, right? And to do that, I'm going to use a bolt that will go across. Now I do want to hide the head of this bolt inside of this piece. So first of all, I'm just going to be using a 9mm drill bit to create a recess, so the bolt head will actually be inside of this piece. And then I'll continue with 6mm drill bit to actually drill both of them at the same time, so they perfectly match each other. Okay, so these pieces that will be swiveling up and down, we need to sand off the corners so it's more or less round, so we can actually move it. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got here so far. Well, we do have the base, just like so. Let's put all these pieces together. We do have this bolt that will go inside. Then we're going to need a washer, our swivel bit, just like so, and then we can secure it back up from the other side. And with this in place, we've got the main body of our retractable stop block. However, what I want to do is to actually add a micro adjustment bit to this stop block. So sometimes you just need to move your material just ever so slightly, and this solution will give you that option. So I need to cut 2 more pieces here. Right, so where are we now? We've got this piece. Now we're gonna have this piece and this one as well. Something like that. A sandwich. Then we're gonna need a locking knob at the front that will lock the position as we're gonna micro adjust our stop block. So now I'm just gonna drill a hole through this piece of plywood and into this as well. And in this piece, I'm actually gonna install this furniture hardware hex drive head nut. I always suggest to actually clamp down your work as you're going to be driving this in, as this type of hardware does have the tendency to break up the fibers, and it could actually damage our piece. And there you go. Okay, in the front plates, now we need to drill another hole, same size, and we're going to create a channel here that will allow us to actually have the movement on our jig. And now I'm going to use my chisel to create that channel. Okay, now it's time for the moving parts to actually start moving. I'm going to use a very long bolt that will go inside. So now I'm just going to drill a hole in both of these pieces right to more or less middle of the second block. What I want to do with these bolts is to actually round off the heads a little bit. What we're gonna have, I'm gonna create an opening in this piece, and that will just slot inside. Okay, we need to have ability to push this block with our bolt left to right. Okay, so you'll see that later on how it all works. First of all, let's round these off. And again, with my chisel, I'm just going to remove some of that material so we can slide in our bolt like so. Bigger recess for the head. And now our bolt fits in perfectly. Okay, now we need to glue these two pieces together, and I'm going to use a bit of CA glue to speed up the process, and of course wood glue as well. Now we need to create some sort of a handle for this bolt, and I've got this 10mm dowel that I'm going to cut to the right size, and then we're going to drill a hole. So this goes in, and I'm going to tap it as well with a bit of CA glue. I'm going to create a nice and simple handle, so this is easier to use. Okay, now we need to combine both of these pieces. Okay, just like so. I'm going to use CA glue for a quick grab, and then I'm going to reinforce it with some screws. Now there's one more thing we need to add to this piece, to the outside edge, mainly another hex drive head nut. Right then, so it's time to put everything together finally. First of all, the bolt, washer, and a wing nut. Now we're going to put the bolt through, another washer, then the arm, grab another washer, and finally the nut itself. Now it's time for this bolt. That end needs to be facing our saw, okay, as it's gonna go like this. I'm just gonna thread that through, and now simply we can off at the front. And finally, with a bit of CA, we can add the handle. We can fully retract our stop block and we can lock it up just like so. Absolutely perfect. And you do have a small gap at the bottom. If there is any sawdust, it will be in there. It's actually not going to be blocking the movement of our stop block. Quite easy to retract. Now, as you can see, I do have a scale on the front of my fence, so it's actually very easy to establish the position of my stop block, just like so. And if it's not needed, I can retract it up and use the whole capacity here. And of course, I've got the same thing on the other side. It's a mirror image of it. And, you know, if I do need to move it by a hair, I can do that with no issues at all. And I can see that on my scale exactly. I think this is a very good idea if you really need that extra precision on your mitre saw to sneak up on that cut, lock it in place, and off you go. So let's do a test cut, see how everything performs. Now I can quite easily do repetitive cuts if I need to with my stop block in place. Absolutely perfect cuts. However, if for example this is a hair too long, well, you could do this. Looking at the scale, you can move it by a millimeter, lock it in place, offer your piece, clamp it down and make your cut. As you can see, those stop blocks are super helpful in many scenarios, especially when you really are after that maximum of precision for your projects. Plus the jig I've actually made for my mitre saw, this is an absolutely fantastic combo, and this is the first accessory that I've made for this jig. There will be more to come, especially the ones that will allow me to cut angles in this setup as well. Now, if you do want to watch the initial video where I actually made the table jig, well, I've got a link down below in the description of this video, and there should be a QR code just over here. If you're watching this on a TV, just scan it with your phone and it will take you straight to that video so you can save it for watch later. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and my attempt at building a very unique stop block with micro adjustment. If you did enjoy the video, hey, drop me that like button down below. And if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to it as well. At this point, I just want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons for the ongoing support. And before you go, check out these two cool playlists. Plenty of fantastic videos already waiting for you there. So click on them and maybe you'll find your next one to watch. For today, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.